this evening, stand up for what is right. I want you to look at that headline, that title, and look at it as a human being that have to live this life like a human being actually. I don't want to say much. Iranian climber arrested, got her home destroyed for not wearing hijab. Another country, while competing for a climbing competition. This happened 3 years ago and has been going on, and the people have to lay down their life for this. They are not animals, they are human beings. And nobody knows about it until it becomes obvious. And things are falling apart. She was not only arrested, but forced, banished from her country. Details. Female Iranian climber who was arrested for competing without a hijab and had family home destroyed by regime is forced to leave the country. A female Iranian rock climber who competed in an overseas competition without a hijab has been forced to leave the country after facing persecution. Elnaz Rekabi gained global attention in October 2022 when she took part in championship in South Korea without wearing the headscarf required for women in the Islamic Republic. Many took the move as a sign of solidarity for nationwide protests in September 2022 in her homeland, sparked by the death of 22-year-old Masa Amini in police custody. She returned home and largely vanished from public view, with some Persian language media based outside Iran reporting she had been placed under house arrest and banned from competing abroad. News of her departure from Iran was confirmed this week in an Instagram post by her brother, Davud. He wrote, "I wish this was a better place for you, so that missing you like this would not weigh on our heads." Iranian news agency ISNA reported that she had moved to Spain. This is political news, and quoted the head of Iran's National Olympic Committee, Mehdi Alinejad, as saying he was aware of Davud Rekabi's Instagram post. In his words, if they want to pursue their professional sports, they should be in Iran. The National Olympic Committee has supported Rekabi for the past 2 years, and she herself will acknowledge this, he told reporters on Tuesday. This is political news, as you know. Details. But he added, everyone has the choice over where to live. Now, it is not clear when and under what circumstances Elnaz Rekabi left Iran. In another development, the International Federation for Sports Climbing announced last month that Rekabi has been appointed as the athlete role model for sports climbing in the Youth Olympic Games in Dakar in 2026. It said her role was confirmed in a meeting in Lausanne, Switzerland, between the climber herself, IFSC President Marco Scolaris, and the International Olympic Committee President Thomas Bach. Iran Wire and other outlets have reported previously that the IOC had been closely watching her case and were deeply concerned over her inability to travel outside of Iran. Follow the story. At the time of the incident, she had issued an apology on Instagram and insisted her bareheaded appearance had been unintentional. Some reports suggested she had been pressured by Iranian officials while in South Korea, although this was vehemently denied by Iran's Seoul embassy. After her alleged disappearance and arrest following her return from Seoul, a source told Iran Wire Elnaz made her decision to appear without a hijab around a month ago and knew that she was going to compete without the mandatory hijab. She did not seek asylum either because her husband is in Iran and she wanted to return after the competition. She always makes such bold decisions. Reza Zareh, the head of Iran's climbing federation, allegedly tricked her into the Iranian embassy in Seoul after receiving orders from Mohammad Kufa, Iran's Olympic Committee chairman. El-Nazir's departure from Iran comes a few years after her villa was destroyed shortly after she competed in Seoul, in South Korea, without her headscarf. Please, sorry the way I read this. This is very emotional. In an undated video, her brother was filmed sobbing by the ruins of a home with medals on the ground. According to local media, the villa was not demolished as an act of retaliation against Mrs. Rehabi's appearance in South Korea. Political pure. The Tasnim news agency said the house was razed by authorities before Ms. Rehabi took part in the competition, adding Mr. Rehabi did not hold the correct permit for its construction. Well, I don't want to say much about this. I don't want to digress, but I want to tell you, for whatever reason this happened, this is a call for the global, powers to do something about human rights in Iran and other countries that are holding human beings, adults, children, women, men, ransom in the name of regime. Stand up for what is right in an unjust society. Silence is a crime.